Well, it's been an interesting week, guys. We've had concedes. We've had, well, accidental concedes. We've had internet's cutting out during the game. We had games being played on Monday and their handball having to be played twice because they started when the servers were restarting. Damn it, Cyanide.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, I'm happy because I have like 50. I have like half the amount of games I usually have to cover, so I'm happy. No, kid. It does suck that we've lost that, but
we lost a game because internet. Well, that's what we'll go with. Right then. We seem to be doing this a bit more on ASMR style this time, aren't we? Right then, Willem, let's talk about your game.
Okay, right. Let's add some energy back in. Everyone loves a good punching match. So, Lowdown Leviathans versus Tug on My Bone. The punching bag bottom of the league, up against the hailed as one of the best coaches that ever joined the league. No pressure, Adam, but pretty sure everyone at this point sees you as like the best in the league or whatever. Anyway, so the inducements see a wizard and possibly a bloodfighter babe taken for the bones. I'm not quite sure on that front. I should have written it down, but I'm pretty sure. I know there was a wizard for sure, and there might have been a bloodfighter.
Please correct us if he's wrong, Adam.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make mistakes. So the Leviathans win the toss and choose to receive the ball, perhaps knowing that they're going to lose and just hoping to get at least one touchdown in. The Bones leave 3 zombies on the line and set the rest up a couple of spaces back, with mummies on the flanks, then wights, then ghouls, and zombies in the middle. The Leviathans respond with an asymmetrical attack, with both blitzers on one side of the line of scrimmage, and all players forward except for the thrower. The ball is kicked, and a thrown rock sends Haverick the White knocked out, which is quite lucky for the Leviathans. All the kickoff events were quite lucky for the Leviathans, in fact.
The
ball lands quite well. Yeah. The ball lands quite well for the Leviathans, and they begin trying to make progress up the field, screening the soon-to-be ball carrier, as well as screening the thrower with the ball, and making a few sort of safe blocks and blitzes. A Journey Elf manages to knock out a zombie before turn 1 ends for the Leviathans. Turn 1 for the Bones, and after a blitz by a mummy, the second action, a 2-dice block against a blitzer, sees a both down and a skull. So an amazingly fast turnover after the reroll is not used. Probably a good idea. Leviathan's turn 2. The ball is passed to a catcher. 2+ with pass, 2+ with catch. Perfectly safe. No unsafe moves. Catcher only just has to run the ball down the field to score. Only needs a single go for it. The go for it fails, and a reroll is burnt, trying to secure the touchdown as the ball is completely unguarded if this fails. The reroll also fails, and the ball is left completely unsafe next to the catcher, who was stunned to add insult to injury. The next turn sees the Leviathans based, and all hopes of an early touchdown are smashed. A ghoul is put near the ball near turn 2, but a failed pickup after the reroll sees it on the scoreline, but still based by a ghoul. The Leviathans attempt to rotate to the other side of the pitch, and sort of move out of the heavily defended left-hand flank, with some success, and the end of their turn 3 looks somewhat promising. The ball is picked up by the lone ghoul, however, but a failed handoff to a second ghoul sees the ball bounce away, directly next to some zombies, and even further from the touchdown. The catcher gets up and stands in a position on the scoreline, ready to score. Some easy blocks, though, see the ball picked up, and a nice safe throw sees a touchdown for the Elves turn 4. Normal Elf stuff.
Just at longer than expected.
An incredibly shoddy attempt at a standard Elf asymmetrical defense is told off, rightly so. But unfortunately, it's too late, and the defense is set. Never punished for it, the Leviathans managed to get a blitz and begin forcing their way down one flank. A zombie is knocked out, but nothing else of importance comes from the blitz outside of a rotation of defense, which seems like a really good idea. However, this leaves a gaping hole in the Leviathan's defense, and a cage is immediately set up inside the Leviathan's half turn, like the first turn for the bones. The ball gets picked up and begins to move its way towards the cage, and the elves can't really do anything to stop it with their defense. And a Snake Eyes dodge during an attempt to blitz sees the ball uncontested. Get used to that. Turn 5 begins the cycle of cage, moves, elves, screen, elves, abashed, boom.
Rinse, repeat.
Rinse, repeat. This goes on for a couple of turns. Nothing interesting during that section outside of a bit of a dumb dodge, resulting in a knocked out Tyrion, who was the blitzer with dodge, which is quite annoying. He doesn't get up for the rest of the match. Turn 7 for the elves sees a cage dive, however, and the ball manages to scatter into the hands of the lineman. However, the lineman has already moved and has the fatal condition of being stood next to a mummy. Attempts are made to lock down the edge 3 players by the Leviathans, but there's no point, and a lightning bolt sees the elf downed. Turn 7 pick up the ball, turn 8 score. Nice and simple, no elves able to fight back, and a failed dodge to try and get the ball carrier solidifies this. Lots of failed dodges this game for the elves. Lots of failed dodges. It's very interesting. So, going into the second half, the Leviathans are down a blitzer. They attempt a better asymmetrical defense this time, and it looks as if they're actually willing to concede the touchdown in favor of survival with how they set up. The Bones set up quite a wide and forward defense with only a single ghoul pushed far back. The ball appears to be going close to the line, so the ball's kicked. The prediction is that it'll go quite close to the line. And then the second blitz of the match happens. Somehow.
Favourable.
So
very favourable.
Even before the second half has even started, the Leviathans get a turn. And they immediately rush the ball. And Anarian's great agility puts him directly under the ball, with elves behind, ready to back him up. He actually manages to catch the ball, but unfortunately it's the Bones' turn, and there's an unbased mummy right next to Anarian. Bish bash bosh, and he's down. And the ball manages to scatter directly into the middle of a big clump of undead and elves. The undead have the bash advantage, though, and begin to force the elves away to secure the ball. And a ghoul pickup sees it pulled out of the clump and go near a cage. However, a trademark Anarian BS blitz, which is becoming a standard at this point, sees the ball get smacked, but it bounces horrendously and next to some more undead. A catcher has run up one flank with a lineman, and turn 9 ends. Players are bashed around by the undead, and more elves are just forced away from the ball. By the end of the Bones turn 10, the ball is secure and in a massively strong cage. After some light screening, a Snake Eyes dodge burns a reroll and causes a turnover for the Leviathans. Are you getting a theme here?
Those snakes, they always come in pairs.
Yep. We'll see on the second match.
Turn 11 starts with a bash and ends with the ball in a cage. Go figure. And then the game descends into elves getting outbashed by being far too far apart and unable to stop the ball at all. The ball is slowly moved up the pitch to much elven protest and some dubiously bad elven dodges / block dice, but nothing interesting really happens, and a turn 16 touchdown secures the match. A few injuries here and there, but nothing serious, and the game ends 2-1.
Couple of questions.
I know I skipped through the last turns quite quickly, but it's because nothing really happened.
What, same shit, different day. You screen, he bashes. You screen, he bashes.
Yep.
So
basically, it was just kill. Lots of kill.
So, two things. You've got a journeyman on your team. Were you fouling with your journeyman? And I know what your answer is, because I know what you're going to say. Elves don't foul. But why didn't you not foul?
I almost fouled at one point, but I always tried to leave the fouls to the end of the turn, and I was genuinely going to try and foul at least half the turns, but I always tried to leave the foul to the end because I felt like that was more.
But you're getting too many
And I
snakes.
always seem to end. I always seem to end the turn by like Snake Eyes dodge or failing a 50-50 more times than 50-50. Like 4 50-50s all failed for some reason. But well.
Another thing I remember, Adam was telling us that he was being very kind to you. He did say he wanted to teach you how to do a one-turn touchdown as well.
Oh yeah, no, he was being very, very nice, being very, very very, very friendly. When I set up my terrible attempt at an asymmetrical defense, he told me what I was doing wrong, showed me with his players how I should do an asymmetrical defense, and then proceeded to set up his offense, which I just felt was interesting. Like, he was very helpful, very nice, told me when, oh, you shouldn't have done that reroll, oh, you should have done that, I would have done this. Very, very helpful, and I think I actually managed to learn quite a bit. And also, yes, sent me a couple of things on one-turn touchdowns, which I need to start attempting. It's always a good idea.
He's got a good philosophy on Blood Bowl, and he's, as well as being a skilled player.
Oh yeah, no.
Anyway, let's bunch into stuff that I like. Statistics.
Stats.
Yeah, that game was very one-sided. That ball domination is ridiculous. 62%.
That might be it for the week.
That might be the game.
Yeah,
that might be the domination of the week. But is anyone really surprised? Yeah, yardage, 104 yards. Yeah, good yardage. Let's put for the SPP.
Yeah, there was just.
It looks.
Ignore that 5. Ignore that 5 because it was
yeah.
journeyman, so I didn't hire him. So I got 6 in total.
6 SPP.
Not great for else.
Not great for us, but a theoretical 11, but 6. I mean, it was okay for a game that you were losing and didn't have the ball much. But yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson actually gets 8 SPP. I believe that means that it's the level up for him.
Yeah, he got a movement. He got a movement up.
Ew. Well, you're getting ahead. We're getting ahead of ourselves
Spicy.
there.
Spicy.
Maybe that's a good choice, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's pop into dice rolls and see how bad your dodges were. 68%. Yeah, that's bad dodges.
Admittedly, some of them were 3+ and 4+. But I think.
Let me check my.
No, okay. So right.
Yeah, go. You go.
This is the thing. A lot of the dodges that failed were like 3+ and 4+, but of the important dodges, a lot of them were 2+ as well, and they also failed. The reason that success rate is so high is because almost like 20, no, not 20 is a bit too high, but at least 10 to 15 dodges that succeeded were basic, getting your players away at the end of the turn. Like, 2+ just dodge them out of basing.
Yeah,
at least 10, so they didn't matter. So I feel like the dodges were pretty terrible in that, but again, it's it's within margin of error, as we like to say.
I was going to check my thesaurus and say those dice look dubious.
Yes, they do look dubious.
Yeah,
they do look a little bit dubious.
You're going for it, so you failed 2. You failed 2, go for it, one after another, and of course, that's the only go for it you failed. Of course.
Of course. There was a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, if you just look at the dice and you look at the percentages, it's like, oh, you weren't that unlucky. And I admit, I wasn't that unlucky, but there were a couple of things that I felt I got diced.
Your armor actually did slightly better than expected. I mean,
it did.
Yeah.
It did. And injuries were quite good.
Yeah, injuries are very good.
Yeah, I was lucky. I got very survivable dice.
Let's look at your block dice.
Not a lot.
Not many dice, but good dice.
Make it simple for us.
Good dice for what you have, but not much dice. So more block dice ideally, and you win more games if you roll more block dice. It's just the way the world works.
Hard. It's kind of hard when it's almost impossible to make any blocks because all your players are on the ground. And to stand them up and put them in a position where you can get the advantage, and Adam positioned his mummies very well, so it was very hard for me to make 2 dice blocks a lot of the time.
Fair enough.
It was quite good.
Again, keep it on schedule. We'll move to the D6s of Tugging My Bone. Nothing surprising there. Showing me
Armor high.
Armor high.
Armor high, and that catch is hilarious. The catches and the pickups are kind of hilarious.
Yeah, but I would assume they were in chain. They were in chains. They were in chain catches.
No, a lot of those were handoffs.
Oh, those are handoffs. Oof.
It was quite funny. Although, yeah, like half of those were trying to pick up chain stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
it is all realistic, but I do like it. The 40% catches, that was fun. Anyway,
But
block dice.
17 ones. 17 ones.
Yeah, that armor is everyone having armor value 9 sort of stats.
Yeah, that's probably where a lot of the ones went.
Block dice. Slightly favourable, but good players get good dice.
A little bit abnormal on the pals.
But good players get good dice. It's a fact.
It is a fact. A little bit low on the both downs, a little bit high on the pals, but what can you do?
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go to those level ups. I believe you didn't get. We'll start with you. You didn't get any level ups this week, did you?
I didn't get any level ups. I have got my third reroll finally.
Hey.
So that's fun.
Whoa!
Finally, after 2 seasons.
Watch out everyone.
3 rerolls on three rerolls on an elf team. That's great. Yeah. So now it's just more players, more linemen, more catchers. The team's there.
Please, I want more players. Can I have my players back?
You're only 2 players away from a full team, and the fact is, you have no injuries for your next game, which means only 2 journeymen. Which
that's a record.
Which you should see as 2 pieces that can do fouling.
Yes, I know.
Or be on the line.
Or be on the line. Yeah, that's the thing. Let's look at the Tug of My Bones. Where are they? They're not on the first page. There they are. Leon, as you said, they got 1 level up, which was the movement on the Ghoul Grave Snatcher. Oof, that's a nice looking piece. Movement up Ghoul. Stomp. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Delicious.
But yeah, that's good. That's a good player. And the fact is, he's only a touchdown away from another level up. So, we're going to be seeing movement
Good
8.
player.
Movement 8. We're going to see movement 8 sure hands or movement 8 block as of in a couple of games time.
Nah, it'll be an edge up.
Clearly an edge up.
He'll just be a gutter runner.
He's going to be a gutter runner, secret gutter runner. Dear.
Secret gutter runner.
Okay, that's that. That's the first game done. I've gone back 1 too many, and I'm still going the wrong way. Okay, next game. The last of Leon's hard games for quite a while. So, Leon.
Yeah. So my record against you is getting worse and worse. So,
like I said, hard games for a while. Statistics. Let's just get into it.
Okay. All right. Fly of the Lizards versus Rob's Claws. This game is sponsored by fuck. Well, no other words to describe what happened. You know that fuck is a brand that you can rely on. So Rob gets a Budweiser Babe on inducements.
Sorry, carry on. No, I'm just going to giggle here.
And we start the game actually 12v12. Just to let you know.
12 players on the pitch.
No, as in total. So 11, but 12 players in total each. I win the toss, as well as the fame with double sixes.
Beautiful.
And then I choose to receive, and that's where my luck sort of ends. Rob has a very good setup, I think. I think all Chaos teams should really follow this. He sacrifices 3 beastmen, 1 as wrestle on the line of scrimmage. And he does a sort of semi sort of elf chaos screen to shift me to the center with a chaos warrior shielding the front of the screen. The ball is kicked deep on my left flank, and for the first couple of turns, I spread out, I shift on my left, and Rob tries to encroach on my right flank. I also fail a foul. No one gets ejected, but it doesn't really go anywhere. My Croc's boneheads 2 turns in a row, which is rare for him. And then on turn 2, I have 2 skinks in scoring position. and Rob blitzes my blodge skink, which injures him, and he's out for the match. Nothing serious, but I'm basically punished for trying to draw over the Chaos team. And then on turn 3, I blitz a hole in the middle, and then I run up with a spread out cage with 2 scoring threats. And then I go for a silly go for it to try and reduce the chance of them blocking my crocs.
Do you fail that? Do you fail to go for it? Because you said silly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I fail it, and then I use a reroll, and then I fail it again. Like I go for 2 go for it, and I fail the second one again. So by turn 4, several of my players are tied up or based, including my ball carrier. PTK, my break tackle Saurus, is on the ground. Blackadder, my Crocs, needs to pull through. I decide to wimp out and just block with the Crocs, which works. Clear space for PTK to break tackle and blitz one of my skinks free. PTK rolls double ones, and it's a turnover. But if you look on the Blackadder's dice, he could have actually dodged out, blitzed. It would have worked, and then I would have been able to do a handoff and score. So there you go. I need to follow Willem's example when you play Lizardman. Trust your Crocs.
Yeah, Crocs.
In
The
Crocs we
does
trust.
But that's not. I get punished a bit more as the game goes on for that decision. So Rob then puts me into a position where only my Crocs and Saurus can move freely. 2 skinks remain on the pitch, and Canis Majoris catches the ball on a scatter. And then my Crocs rolls double ones on the Bonehead when I need him to blitz the Chaos Warrior down. Nuffle continues to punish him, and I put Crocodile and Alligator on Majoris. And then another of my skinks rolls double ones on the dodge.
Oof.
And then Majoris blitzes Crocodile and Alligator off, injuring my AV6 skink, and moves down the pitch. I have 1 skink left in this half. I'm in a really shit position, to be honest. And then I move what I can down or to base, including my Crocs. I managed to blitz with PTK, and in fact, instead of break tackling, he dodges.
Because of course he does. Your Crocs don't need. Sorry, your Sauruses don't need their break tackle. They just roll 6s. They just do.
Yeah. Break tackle just holds them back, really. Just bloat.
It's demotivating.
So he just gets a push on the Chaos Warrior. But thankfully, Rob on his turn 6 fails to dodge with a Beastman, which allows me to blitz down his ball carrier with Salamander of the Dead, which buys me enough time to stop Rob from scoring in the half, following the following blood sacrifice. So PTK fails another break tackle, and Everybody Loves Lizard is injured and Apod, which is a massive mistake, because of course I don't want to keep my skinks on the pitch. No, massive mistake. The 40-year-old Crocodile is then murdered on a foul right afterwards, and then a bit of Fry Lizard is injured, -1 movement.
He's only 2 games old.
Yeah, double fuck.
What I named.
Yeah. And then I'm determined not to let Rob score on turn 8, so I miss out on a tricky break tackle surf with my Crocs. So half time, advantage Chaos, but it's still 0-0. So I roll a 2 and a 1 on the Chaos, and so does Rob with the Babe. Not that it really matters for him. So next half, it's 6v11, 3 Sauri and 2 Skinks. Amazing. Rob expectedly puts all his players bar 2 beastmen on the LOS, and both teams get a reroll. My scrimmage is knocked down, PTK is imprisoned, and a skink is knocked down. I only have 1 skink free. But I try and blitz and break tackle with PTK to give me some sort of chance of getting near the ball carrier. But in the process, I base 2 of my skinks to his beastmen. So, and then another blood sacrifice turn happens on turn 10. Blackadder is injured.
Corn is happy.
This is the bit that really shocked me. That one.
That was a surprise.
Sorry.
That came out of nowhere.
The other ones I could take, but this one. Yeah, -1 armor. After all this time of him playing amazingly, yeah. Fuck. And then thankfully Rob doesn't realise it's sunny weather, and he tries a pass, and the ball lands near my skink. Still not a really bad play considering the number advantage, but thankfully it lands near my skink. But I've no room to really run back, so I try to blitz the gap for my skinks to go through and hopefully potato it, and then try and pick it up later on. So I'm faster, but this doesn't work at all. So because one of my skinks rolls another double 1 on the dodges, and then yeah, it's pretty much a cakewalk for Rob from this point.
And it wasn't a cakewalk before, when he was up 5 players.
Before I was managing to at least get near him, you know.
Okay.
But by this point, I can't even do that. Yeah, and turn 11, another skink is knocked out. So I have 4 players left, 1 skink. Rob scores on turn 12 with Perse, 1-0. And then only one of my KOs comes back. I have 5 against 11. I tried to do a mad dash up with a skink on turn 13 to try and delay Rob from scoring. If it's at least in his half, maybe it would slow him down a little bit. But perhaps I should have potatoed it, chucked it out. Because I did have a reroll. And then a league of lizardmen. A league of lizardmen is injured, and I try my best to get the ball back. But Rob is able to hand off and score with Percy, level up 2-0. And I roll double skulls on my last turn, which takes my reroll, saves my vanity pass to level up a skink fails. There we go.
Ugh. Poor you. We have to be mean though. Alistair complains we're mean, and I'm like, no, we have to be mean. We have to be mean.
Oh, feel free.
Well. I think no one was surprised that Rob was going to win this game. I think
we've got a good record, a good balanced record against each other. But yeah,
he has the claw on you. Even that's going to help him.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that was going to save me was that if he didn't manage to knock down my skinks.
Yeah, and your team's still suffering from the beginning of the season against Matt. Your team's still suffering from that. But yeah, you got one difficult game in the mid-season before at the end of the season you've got me and Alistair at the very end of the season. So, but you should be fine. You should be fine. You'll be doing better. We'll be talking about how you're in 5th place in a couple of weeks. That's me touching wood.
All right, here we go. Statistics.
That ball spent a lot of time. Woo! That ball spent a lot of time on the ground. What are we talking there? We're talking 44% of the time on the ground. What's that over 16 turns?
Yes. Is it? No, it doesn't feel like 44. Yeah, no, it would be 44. Yeah, 44.
Sound like 7 turns on the ground. Bloody hell, that's a lot on the ground.
That is, yeah.
That makes it sound a bit closer than what it was, to be honest.
Huh?
Makes it sound a bit more closer than it was, to be honest.
He just out strength you when he needed to. You do, just out strength you. because he's also got the
Yeah.
strength 4 on you.
Yeah.
Let's pop on the SPP. Crockery Enthusiasm. Is Crockery Enthusiasm alive still?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Nice.
To Rob Top's ridiculous SPP. What's he got there? That's 23.
Oh God.
Was that all? No. So that's 2 touchdowns.
MVP.
There's 6 armor breaks.
Yeah, no, there's 6 injuries. But bear in
Oh,
mind,
6
Skinks,
casualties.
Mighty Blow, Claw,
And
Yeah,
Saurus.
true.
and Saurus, and piling
But
on maybe.
no. I don't think his claw guy was around. I think his claw guy was out for the week, so I think it was just Mighty Blow.
Well, let's just pop into dice rolls then. Your dice rolls are pretty bad.
Oof.
Your armor.
That armor. Paper armor.
Not quite halfling armor, but we're getting there.
Injuries are pretty bad. Casualties are pretty bad. Wake ups are within margin, but pretty bad. The dodges.
Wake ups are awful.
No, wake ups are fine. Those are fine.
No, it's 50-50 normally.
Yeah, but look at that.
That's within.
Look at that.
That's within 50.
Okay, take away 1 failure and put it into a success. You have 50-50. It's okay. It's a margin. But yeah.
That's not how margin of error works, but okay. It is within margin of error.
Will be the probability of 10, yes. All right,
yes. Right. It's within the 96.2 or whatever it is. Dodges were pretty terrible, Leon.
Yeah, dodges are pretty bad. Get good, Leon. Dodge better.
Get good.
Yeah, my skink dodge is pretty shit.
Not many 6s, but despite
Leon.
not having that many 6s relative to everything else, you've still got god-awful armor.
We know where they went.
We know where they went. We know where they went. The break tackle dodges.
This is a theme with my team. We know where the 6s go.
Bonehead failing 3 times. That's really bad professionalism by your cock score there. Sorry, yeah, pretty bad.
It's just too much stress in the first season.
Intercepting all those balls. Anyway, looking at the block dice. I mean, you can say your block dice are bad.
Yeah.
You can't say they're terrible, but you can say they're bad.
You can say they're pretty bad.
But a lot of 1 dices, obviously, when your player numbers go down, it becomes a bit more difficult to not do those 1 dices.
A lot of those were with my
Planes, trains, and Komodos, you have block, yeah. Which is fine, I guess. Let's look at Rob's claws. Let's jump into Rob's claws' D6s. I think his armor is about where you're expecting it, if a little bit low.
Yeah, the injuries are good. The injuries are nice.
Injuries are nice.
Yeah. I mean, his dice weren't that tested, to be honest. So.
Yeah. His D6s aren't going to be tested that much, but his block dice, on the other hand,
his dodge is awful, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the dodge is pretty terrible, I was about to say, and the pickups within
but anyway, the block dice.
The block dice, they're equal parts good and bad, but they're certainly not average.
Okay, I'm just gonna scroll through. Look at the result. Look at the result section, not the roll dice at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
The result on the right hand side.
First page of defender downs, ridiculous. Second page, pretty much all pushes, more defender downs. Yeah, they've been well distributed pals. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
A good distribution of pals. So yeah.
Although a couple of double skulls, so you know.
That's a theme. Snakes come in pairs and all that.
All right.
Let's go look at level ups. Did you get a level up, Leon?
No, I didn't.
That's a theme. Well, let's have a look at your team, which is
join the club.
Your team that is so close to being screwed. Crocodile and Alligator still alive, which is a thing. Gecko Rose is still alive, also a thing. 1 touchdown away from another level up. What are you going to get on him? Probably diving catch.
I've been thinking about that.
Diving catch?
It's tempting, but no, definitely not that.
Weeping Blade. Sorry.
Might get diving tackle or diving tackle probably.
Probably
the jump up and the sidestep.
Yeah, fair enough.
That seems right.
On a double, clearly get stand firm. Actually, no, guard. Obviously, guard.
Yeah.
Obviously, guard. Let's have a look at the Rob's clause, which is it on the first page? Yeah, it is on the first page. We have one level up, and it is for Persei. Or Persei. So strength 4 go with block. Ew. I don't like that. I want that.
Persei?
Persei. Let's go with Persei.
That's no, because it's Greek, so it's Persei.
Whatever.
Probably.
It doesn't
I don't
matter
know.
too much.
Let's say. All right.
It's Greek.
It's
yeah,
good. It's the right choice. I just don't like
Alright.
it.
Two strength up beastmen is
Kill it with
that's
fire.
like strength 5 blitzers.
Like who needs Chaos Warriors when you've got Strength 4 Beastmen?
Who needs a Minotaur?
Who needs a Minotaur,
because
clearly?
they're almost the same price as the warriors, and outside of the armor, they're better in every way.
Yeah, it's 10.
Like, okay, strength up beastman is only 10k more, and yet has one more movement, one
one
down
less
armor,
armor.
and horns. Like, horns is the big part because it gives you the extra strength on the blitz, which is nuts. I don't know if they got different access. Might be a.
No, I think they're the same
just
access.
ridiculous.
They're the same access.
Yeah, but
Welcome to a chaos.
doubles.
Welcome to a welcome to a chaos team with 6 chaos warriors.
It's scary, it's disgusting, and no one wants to face that. Good thing I've already
No.
faced it, eh? He's even got a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Cheerleader's bad. Ew.
Ew. No
He
girls
does
allowed.
have 110k. I suspect not this week, but maybe next week we might be seeing. No, we won't be seeing an upgraded stadium because he's already got a level 2 stadium. I reckon he might be going for an upgraded stadium because he probably can risk doing that, considering his arm is so good.
Yeah, probably.
Well, anyway, we'll move on to the next game, which is Freddy's Nightmares and Knife-Head Bastards. This game we didn't get to see because someone's internet cut out on the very final turn, which means they technically conceded. Which means the commissioner, our dear leader Alistair Gibson, had to go in and sort it out. But when you do that sort of thing, it gets rid of the replay. Which means Willem only has to do one game this week, which is very good.
Woo! But it does mean that we missed the thing. Which
I hope you use the spare time studying, sir.
No.
But we do get some SPP to look at. They both got 5 SPP. So Freddy's Nightmares 5 SPP on the White Walker, and the Knife-Head Bastards got their 5 SPP on Torlin, or whatever I think. But we'll see. We'll quickly check on the their teams and see if there's any level ups. Where are they? Freddy's Nightmares. They've got a level up, but we haven't chosen it yet. They've got 2 level ups. And Ghoul, called Freak, has a level up. Sure Hands already. What are you taking if it's a single, guys?
Sure hands ghoul. Can ghouls get sidestep?
They could get sidestep. I'd probably go block, just because you want to keep them alive.
Yeah, true. Block.
Sorry,
I've been having a lot of sidestep recently, which has been very fun.
I guess I'd go with Wrestle.
Wrestle. I think that's probably a weird choice because let's think. You've got the ball. Come and blitz you with a block piece. What are you going to do? Wrestle down. Mess me down. You still lose the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 2 werewolves, so you're probably going to give it to the werewolves first. So I use the ghoul to.
Well, you'd say put catch on the werewolves.
No.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's a good play.
I mean, they're not witch elves, so what's the point, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. But Pinhead, block a white with Mighty Blow and an armor up. What are you getting if it's a single, guys? They have strength and general access, I believe.
I wouldn't know.
He needs some guard, so I'd go for guard.
I'd go guard as well. I think it's a sensible choice. I think they're the only pieces that have strength access. He does have enough money for another flesh golem, which means we'll be likely seeing one of those next game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is that your next game? I wouldn't be too worried. They're only strength 4.
Yeah, I only have 4 of those next game.
Right, let's go to the knife-eared bastards. If Spike OVH is correct, there is one level up here, and that is for Gatherial, which is not correct. So I have no idea. We're going to have to work out, is there any new stats there? I think Nimhuir might have new. I think block might be new on that player. Can you corroborate that, or am I just talking out my ass?
Nimhue.
Nimhuir.
Nimhue.
He is
I wouldn't.
probably block. We're probably saying block on Nimhuir is new. He might have to be. Dan's going to have to correct us on that one. And he still hasn't got rid of his cheerleaders and assistant coaches. He is adamant that they're a good idea, and I'm adamant that it's bloat. So yeah, we'll go to the next game on that one, which is my game. So more technical trouble. We had to play this game. Well, we played the first 3 turns of the game on the once, where I had a ridiculous turn and injured 4 players or something like that.
Sorry to cut in, Callum. It was L'Oreal with the plus move. With
L'Oreal
a
plus
level up, and he got dodge. Yeah, he got -1 movement and he got dodge. There you go. Sorry.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that then. Anyway, so we played this game twice because the first 3 turns I played a ridiculous first 3 turns and I managed to get 3 or 4 injuries. Most of them being on Nurgle Warriors. But the cyanide servers reset at the worst possible time, and I think I had a +2 I had the +2 fame, and everything was perfect, absolutely perfect. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Perfect.
So yeah, I had to redo the game, but don't worry, I still got an early injury. On the very first blitz, I managed to injure Bam Bam Margarine, and the regen fails. I probably should say.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I probably should say I took a wizard and an Apo. Refrigerators attack with a very cautious offensive setup, but doing no damage other than flooring a peasant. However, Matt sets his 4 best players in a 3x3 space, making an early wizard get used. 3 on the floor, but no removals. The 4th is blitzed down, and the men cage up in front of the bodies. In front of the bodies before fouling and KOing Wee Man, the Star Warrior, with claw piling on. We don't see him for the rest of the game. This forces the use of the bribe, but that won't stop him, will it? You can see that 3 expulsions. Right then, in response to the KO,
pretty terrible.
In response to the KO, the Star Otter, but possibly more crucially, the Nurgle attacks the back of the cage, down in a corner, but not penetrating. In response, we KO the Mem KO the Star Otter, but possibly more crucially, KOing the Beast of Nurgle. The sides are starting to look a bit uneven, and it was not how you would have expected it, to be honest. Another foul, nothing happens. Yeah, another foul, nothing happens. Stonks is showing the red though. Matt comes with a hilarious joke, market crash. Brilliant.
Yep.
It was brilliant. Matt pulls the defense back, but opens. Matt pulls back, but it is an open run for the men into the left corner, dealing an extra turn, delaying for an extra turn. A few more bashes and a foul, doing nothing but the removal of Trollolong guy. Another expulsion. 3 doubles, 3 fouls, 3 doubles. I'm just saying, not that good. Matt applies pressure on the ball, but without basing. The men try a couple more bashes, but don't knock anyone down before they score on turn 5. This gives Nurgle 4 turns, which is decent time to score. But none of the removals come back, so the sides are 10-9 in favour of the Bretts. The ball is kicked, showing shallow. Nurgle pushes up the left. They secure the ball, but they don't do any lasting damage on the line. The men go for a passive defence and they blitz down the wrong screening rotter before applying pressure onto the ball. If we bashed a different rotter, we would go for a more aggressive defence, which we go for in the second half, but we'll talk about that when we come to that.
Makes sense.
So yeah, blitz down the rotter. I'm trying to find where I put that. Yes, before screening and applying pressure onto the ball carrier. A single 3+ allows Matt to escape to the centre of the pitch of the men's half. The men apply pressure to the cage and the ball. KO the kicking rotter they KO the kicking rotter on the line of scrimmage. The goat runs to the end zone, but the mealy men are saved by 2 GFIs in the snow. Big Hole Invader, the ball carrier, is injured and the regen fails again. The men secure.
This feels a little bit dubious.
Dubious
I'm not
indeed.
gonna lie.
Dubious indeed. The men secure the ball and keep it out of the reach of rotters. And this guarantees a 1-0 half-time score. The Fridge Raiders injure a blocker, but this is apoed for numbers. Second half, the Star Rotter wakes up from KO, but no one else does. 10-8 on the numbers. 10-8 in favour of the Meanly Men. Neither side.
That's the wrong way around. Are you sure about that?
No, definitely 10-8. Definitely 10-8 in favour of the Meanly Men. Neither team.
I feel like that's.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the wrong way around.
Oh, my armour.
We'll look at the armour later. We'll look at the armour later. I suspect there's going to be some dubious dice there. Neither team changes their setup. The ball is touched back. The Fridge Raiders go for an identical attack in the first half. But they're down an extra player this time. This time the men approach differently, blitzing down the correct rotter and screening off, re-rolling a push into a pout, injuring the crocodile ones. The men base as many players as they can and cut off the push into the middle, which the Nurgle team did try to use in the first half. And they apply the same amount of pressure onto the ball carrier. Matt changes the attack, swinging across the right-hand side, but his turn ends with yet more failed GFIs. Matt's two remaining big guys are stuck in the middle of the pitch, marking blockers, so he's not able to complete the cage. The faster movement of the Bretts means they're able to catch the ball and apply yet more pressure. Yet again they foul. Nothing happens to the fouled warrior. Matt breaks out and breaks out the encirclement by the skin of his decaying teeth and cannot make the cage safe. The foul appearance makes a show for once, stopping 2 blocks attempting to clear tackle zones to get a blitz off against the ball carrier. But the Mean Men are up players and able to get the required blocks off, which KO the ball carrier, but leave one rotter on the ground. Who next turn makes a 4+ dodge, put it to secure the ball, and then has to punt it upfield because he is very exposed and on the edge of the pitch. The edged up Lord Tumbler secures the ball, and the Meanly Men base all remaining Nurgle players. This makes a bit of a walk in the park upfield. The ball is handed off to Lord Imgur. The men successfully keep the two warriors stuck doing nothing at the halfway line, and it is likely the game is over. Awkward Penguin, one of the peasants, is killed. Good luck being a rotter, dude. Join the club. A couple more blocks happen over the remaining turns, but they're inconsequential. A T15 foul happens. Yet another double. Matt is unable to provide any sort of defensive threat, which will cause interest. The touchdown happens at the very end of the game. 2-0 full time. So yeah.
Well played both people, I assume.
Yes, Matt. Yeah. The game was over when I got the injury. The injuries were just working too well for me. I was getting dubious luck.
Yeah, I think sometimes when just injuries start going in your favour and.
We'll go pop into the statistics. We'll find that I've got more ball possession. Since he's not an Edge 14, he can't really capitalise on that little ball possession. Let's see what else. More statistic. Let's go more to SPP. We see Lord Reddit gets 7 SPP. That's a injury and MVP, I think. Lord Tumblr gets a touchdown. Lord Imgo gets a touchdown. Sir Twitter gets an injury.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty elfy numbers there. 15.
15 elfy. We're getting close to elfy numbers there. Izard Brave Phoenix gets 7, which is an MVP and an injury. And Steve, oh god, the smell. That will be the injury to the blocker at the very end of the first half, that one. Look at dice rolls. Let's look at my D6s. Foul appearance within reason. Dauntless within reason, because again it's 2+. Armor, nothing to write
Might
about.
even be a little bit low.
Might be. Armor,
Yeah. Well, although he does have claw mighty blow on some, no, doesn't he?
yeah, that didn't matter.
True.
But it doesn't matter because Claw Mighty Blow didn't actually hurt anyone. Claw Mighty Blow got a push and then was knocked out and remained knocked out.
Oh, yeah, that's the only claw mighty blow he has.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a tiny bit low because arm value 8 should be 75%.
Yeah, it's fine.
Too far.
Wake up from KOs, pickups, fine. Dodges, fine. Catches, fine. Bribe, worked. Lots of 6s. Not many 1s. Not many 4s. Lots of 3s. So lots of just about doing what I need to do. Let's look at my block.
Good for you.
Yeah. Let's look at my block dice. That's a W. That's a W. That's not a bell curve.
That's just weird.
I mean, they're not dubious though. They're just meh. It's just a W. It's a meh W.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting too many pals relative to pushes. I'm not getting too many skulls relative to pushes. It's just meh.
No. It's just they just weren't. The skulls stole the both downs, and the pals stole the defender stumbles. Although that is kind of, I would say that's kind of worse for you because, like, the both downs are much better than the skulls because you've got block.
Yeah, obviously, but meh.
But
They're just meh.
Meh.
We'll look at the D6s of Forgotten Refrigerators. This is where things get silly. Combine.
Armor.
Let's combine regeneration and waking up after the KOs because they're both 4+. And you get 3 successes and 11 fails. That's dubious.
Dubious.
That's.
I mean, the fact that there were even 12 attempts at a wake up after KO is ridiculous. But
Well, I was making a lot of fouls and getting a lot of expulsions for it. But yeah.
Yeah, his armor sucks for his sort of team.
And of course, that armor doesn't take into account fouls, so the fouls aren't being counted in there. So his armor just sucked. When the first player of the game removes a strengthed up Nurgle warrior, I got fortunate, and I made good advantage of it.
Yeah.
Those injuries are terrible as well.
Importantly, you made sure he didn't block you that much.
Yes, that's true. If we look at his block dice.
Those injuries are so bad, though.
Yeah. Let's look at the block dice. You can see that he's not making as many blocks as me. You can see that.
Those both downs.
That's a lot of both downs. He's a more skilled. He is a more skilled team, so he's got more wrestle and block. So both downs are less bad for him than they are for me. But
you've got almost half your team with wrestle.
Yeah, but those are still better. They're still bad dice. So yeah, dubious. Unfortunate. Disappointing. We'll go with disappointing dice for that.
Disappointing. Shall we have a look at the teams?
Yeah, let's have a look at the teams. 2 level ups for the Meemly Men, which we'll look at them first, since they're first on that list. Lord Reddit, who got the MVP and the one injury, has gained tackle, which, yeah, it was that or dodge. I chose tackle. Just making Leon pucker his bottom a little bit. And then we've got Lord Imgur.
Right, it'll be dead by the time I face them.
Got Lord Imgur, who's got his second level up, and he's gone for dodge. So just reasonable decisions. They haven't got access to strength, so I'm waiting for doubles on them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, my ball hog, my SPP hog down the bottom, Sir Twitter, is a touchdown away from the level up. Don't worry, it won't be getting any touchdowns, but I do probably need to get Lord. Sorry,
What?
Sir
Why
YouTube.
why wrestle and block? Like,
because when we were playing in that side league that this team first came into, I needed some more block because I needed some more pitch control, and because they're the only people with strength up, and you know what the meta in this league at the moment is quite like. Mighty Blow is OP, so I had to go for it. I probably wouldn't have gone for it if I did it again.
yeah, because I don't see the point of having block on the blockers. I feel like guard is probably.
It has worked.
I mean, it's worked. Yeah, go for it. But I would take guard because you've already got 4 people with block that are designated hitters.
Don't worry, they're all going
to. Which is better than a lot of team when it comes to the block numbers.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know anything, so ignore me.
Every single one of those players is probably going to get guard as their next skill, though, so it doesn't matter. And then stand firm after that.
Sure.
It was a experiment that's been successful, but I only need one of those.
All right.
Yeah. Instead of being vain and talk about my team, let's talk about Matt's team. Where are they? They are up there. Yeah, did they get LA level ups? I don't think they did. No, they did not. But as you can see, Awkward Penguin joins the club. Bighorn Vader, the ball carrier, is out for their next game. So whoever's playing that, I think it's Liam, should be slightly happy.
Yep.
Bam Bam Margarine wasn't permanently injured, so he's back for next game. But yeah, 15-50 team value, which means Matthew should be getting inducements against Liam, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah, I have a feeling Matt might do well in that game.
I have a feeling that we're going to see an upset.
An upset. Ew. Which one of you did? We're going to go through our next game. Fate Better Than Pleasure versus the Undercity Vermin. If I'm not mistaken, Leon did this game.
So yeah, the penultimate game.
No, we got one more after this.
Penultimate. Yeah, there you go. We're learning with Willem. Fraser buys a reroll on inducements, and Fraser wins the toss, chooses to receive. Alistair wins the fame and gets perfect defense.
Of course it
does. So the ball lands near Fraser's runner. Turns 1 to 2 pretty straightforward. Fraser cages, moves on his left flank, but not committing too much. Alistair puts pressure on the cage but doesn't overcommit. And the loner succeeds on the Rat Ogre. And Fraser on turn 2 still pushes on his left, but risks to isolate himself later on. Alistair still doesn't overcommit. And then by turn 3, Fraser's had enough of this sensible playing and goes for an aggressive play. 2 GFIs with the runner, short passes to a lineman, which is a reroll on the catch, and then puts his blitzer into scoring position with another 2 GFIs, all on the right flank. So he's moved right to left, left to right. And then he tries to nominally block off Alistair's gutter runners with 2 Ls, but they can easily dodge away. Alistair easily puts those gutter runners in support and blitzes down Fraser's ball carrier. Alistair picks up the ball with his star gutter runner, Finn Lutch, and does 2 dodges and puts him near the support of the other rats on his right flank. And Fraser doesn't dodge out with his elves first to make a defense or screen, and jumps up with his witch elf, double both downs, rerolled into double both downs, and against Alistair's murder storm vermin, who promptly injures the witch elf. Turnover.
I'm telling you, useless catches. You don't use them as blitzers.
He hasn't had great luck with his witch elves, to be honest. So Finlatch then hands off to Lightning McSqueak, who moves into a very safe scoring position. Fraser does 2 GFIs and bases Lightning with his runner. The runner is then blitzed off, and Alistair goes for the touchdown with Lightning, which I think is the right decision. And then 3 turns for Fraser to score. And the ball then lands on. The ball is then kicked off, and then it lands 4 squares from the touchline. Fraser picks up the ball with his runner and moves on the left flank. And then Alistair moves his players over to screen, and then leaving a couple on the other flank. Fraser then goes for a dump off play with his runner, having 2 players near for the pass, which is, I think, well worth the risk on that turn. And then it actually succeeds, and the runner is KO'd by the killer storm vermin, and then Alistair does some basing on the ball carrier, but it's only a 3+2+, or a blitz 2+2+ for Fraser to score. And then Alistair also moves down Finlatch into an unlikely scoring position. Fraser does the blitz off, and then Nebulophilia dodges and GFIs and then scores 1-1. And then the setup's interesting because Fraser leaves his setup free for Alistair to blitz off one of the Dark Elves, or even surf one. And then for his 1 turn to just easily score. And Alistair also gets a quick snap, insult to injury. And then, the 1 turner succeeds. So 2-1 to Alistair.
Truly skill. Just skill. That's skill in rolling 10s.
Skill.
Show us how you do the 1 turn as Alistair.
Just.
So it's 10 Dark Elves versus 11 Skaven on the next half. The ball is kicked to Alistair's touchline, and the Skaven get an extra reroll. Not much happens in the next couple of turns, apart from Fraser's guard line elf getting injured by Alistair's murder vermin. Alistair keeps his gutter runner Lightning Squeak deep with the ball and buys his time. Sees what Fraser's going to do. Fraser doesn't overcommit. He bases and keeps his players on both flanks. And then turn 11, Alistair moves to his left flank and hands off to his Storm Vermin and creates a semi-cage that keeps the ball perfectly secure. Reet, the line rat, is injured on Fraser's turn 11, and then Fraser moves his team to protect his flank and base a couple of the line rats. Alistair doesn't go for a risky score with his gutter runner, who can catch in two tackle zones and dodge in 2 GFIs. But he moves up into... Oh no, actually that's later, the catch in 2 tackle zones, but I think it's just 1. But he decides to move up into a side cage. Fraser doesn't go for the Willem risky dodge into the cage, but blitzes off a line and bases the ball carrier. Huh?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, it's only the storm vermin, so you can try and base them.
No. Always make risky BS elf dodge.
It hasn't got an Edge 5 elf, to be honest.
I mean, there's a solution to that problem. Get an Edge 5 elf.
I know, right? Where do you buy them?
Get good.
I have 2.
Carry on.
I don't even have 11 players.
Fraser bases the ball carrier and the surrounding gutter runners, and Alistair blocks with his ball carrier and tries to get a number superiority around his ball carrier, and he puts a gutter runner into a safe scoring position. And then he has a gutter runner near him in 2 tackle zones, but he doesn't use that for the scoring option, which is good. Alistair's ball carrier then is 1 die blocked down by a blitzer, and then the ball very favourably scatters to the gutter runner behind him, who unfortunately can't be served because he has sidestep, and then block and the blitz occur, but he's still standing. He's based by 3 elves. An elf is blitzed off, and Sky Ray, the gutter runner, easily dodges and scores 3-1 and a level up. And then nothing really happens afterwards because Fraser doesn't get his guys in position to score. So there we go. Pretty comprehensive win by Alistair. Well played.
I mean, Mr. I'm a Skaven coach who loses 5-1 to Wood Elves. Well done. Well done.
I think Fraser needs to start playing more risky.
You want Fraser to play more risky?
He needs to start making them elf dodges.
No, he's actually making more this game, to be honest. A couple of them failed when he didn't want them to. But
we'll get to that in a second.
But I would say if we hadn't done the risky play earlier on, I do this a lot, I think, as well. I get a bit frustrated and just go, oh, whatever. I'll just try and
There are
score.
2 types of risky plays. There are high risk, high reward plays, and then there's just high risk plays. High risk plays are known as potato plays. Okay, let's go to statistics. Ball possession is higher for the Vermin, and of course, since they've got the edge, which means since they've got the faster movement, that's basically a domination. It's a shame that, if Fake Leather and Pleasure got inflicted more KOs, it's obviously not likely that they were going to, but if they did, they would probably be able to swing this game a bit more. But Claw Mighty Blow is a skill.
Yeah, Claw Mighty Blow is just you know.
If we go to the SPP, we can see the one-turn Gutter Runner has got a lot of SPP. Who would have thought? The only named player, the only player I like, got some SPP, which makes me happy.
Lightning McSqueak.
The only player I like.
So dumb though.
It's a good name. It beats Skryak.
Skryak.
Alright then.
At least I actually pronounce it properly.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway.
Dice rolls. Lightning, Effect of their own pleasure, their dice rolls. Go for it, they're fine. Actually, they're slightly dubious. Armor.
Yeah.
Armor is probably fine because Clomp.
Yeah, he did use him quite a lot.
Yeah. Angry Joe 2, Electric Boogaloo. Dodges. They're still low.
But he's making more.
He's making more.
No. The more you make, the higher, the bigger the number of successes.
Yeah.
Screw the percentage. All that matters is the number of successes, and the more you make, the more successes you get.
I mean, to you, those are rookie numbers, Willem. What is it? 41 dodges I saw.
31.
Okay. Everything else is fine. Nothing too surprising.
Disgusting.
Everything else is fine. Block dice though, slightly bad. A bit too many both downs, but that's about it.
Bit too many both downs, but
we know where those both downs went. They went on those Witch of the Witch Elf.
yeah.
Let's look at the D6s of Undercity Vermin. 10 go for its 10 successes. Disgusting. Skill.
Perfection.
Armor.
I think you call it disgusting. I call it perfection.
Armor. Is that armor good, Leon? Mostly 7, a little bit of 8.
Actually, that is as margin as error goes, because
that's good. It's good.
It should be 68 armor value 7. I guess if he wants to complain, it should be like 70% with his 2 armor value 8s or 3 armor value 8s.
4 armor value 8s? 3 armor values, yeah.
Yeah. The
everything else is fine. Wild animal, well, you can't really comment because wild animals is one of those weird skills. And obviously he's not necessarily blitzing with the Rat Ogre at the moment because he's got...
He does like to use him, which is good, but yeah, a few of those...
Yeah. Rat Ogre's about to is nearly reaching the end of its useful life cycle. Block dice. That's a lot of what? That's a lot of skulls. That's a lot of skulls. But the rest of his dice is okay. I mean, if you get rid of all the skulls, he's got good dice.
Except he rarely had to take a skull, so only once he had to. He had to.
Yeah, his skulls seem to be paired up with his triple dice.
And Shriek made a lot of blocks, so again, that's what we said about Fraser's armor holds true. So.
Scrape.
Whatever.
Scrape.
So, we're gonna say that's enough out of you, Willem. And then we're gonna go to Fate, Leather, and Pleasure, and we're gonna have
something fun.
Yeah, I know you were, but you're not allowed to have fun.
Sorry, professionals.
Professionals.
Fake leather.
Fake leather.
Professionals. Switch over to fake leather.
Fake Leather and Pleasure with 2 level ups. They've got High Bristophilia. Oh! Yes! That's a beautiful skill.
Yes.
Block, dodge, mighty blow. Yes!
More mighty blow in the league.
Yes.
Great.
Yes! Beautiful.
More mighty blow.
More mighty blow. More people skill Willem. And Nebulophilia has got dodge. Obviously. Sensible choices. No one's going to complain about those. And Fraser named his second witch elf. Don't Google this.
He sent me a message saying he got a new witch elf. He said, "Don't Google it," and I thought, "What's his name?"
You're right. Don't Google that. You Google this.
That's perfect.
Fraser's always poking fun. Anyway, let's look at the Undercity Vermin. Did they get any level ups? Probably. They didn't.
I think they did.
No, I didn't actually. According to Spike OVH, they did not get any level ups. So Finlurch is 1 game, 2 touchdowns away from another level up, and then he might get block, he might get catch. Who knows?
What about Skirray? Yeah, Skirray got the level up. Oh no! What?
Maybe got the sack. Scrayek. No, Scrayek did not get a level up. No, it's
Grier.
Yeah.
The other one that is also very similar named.
Yeah, no level ups. No
Okay, yeah, got that wrong. Okay.
Yeah, there's no level ups there.
I see he's also finally put a description on his team.
Yeah. What does it say?
Specifically,
what does the
kill Anarian the defender, he must die.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like everyone in the league hates me.
I mean,
good reason.
He's just pretending that his players don't exist. Because otherwise everyone wants to kill Anarian the defender. But everyone really wants to kill Finlurch and Scroak. That's what everyone really wants to kill. He has to pretend his own team exists.
Next game.
The final game of the week, which is the Killing Jokes versus the Auction Ripper. Well, I'm disappointed by Chris. I thought he could have played better. My notes are much shorter on this because quite a lot of the turns seem to end very quickly. The jokes receive, they take Igor, Cheney, a wizard and a babe. They secure the ball and are unsuccessful on the line. They get punished by Frenzy and the Orcs surround all the players that are in the centre of the pitch. 3 sides, the only way they can go is backwards. The ball carrier is based, but that's removed next turn. Chris moves the ball upfield, but it leaves the ball very exposed. 2 dice push from Pythagoras leaves the ball surrounded by tackle zones before injuring a zombie in the central scrum. Chris moves his player from centre to the left. Throughout the game, the ball shifts back to the centre. The Gaul can't get any movement, leaving a quick turnover and the ball being caught up by Cheney. Another zombie dies, but it's regened, and they also down the ball carrier again before yet another injury. This time by Zamboni. Regen works. That's the only time it works this entire game, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
The ball isn't secured, but Chris turns end quickly for rolling a both down on a golem without block. Liam runs into a wall of block near the ball, but does get most of the tackle zones off the ball. He can't make the pick-up attempt though. A chain bush leaves on the ball, leaves it in the worst hands possible, the hands of a flesh golem. The scrum finally comes to an end as Liam secures the ball in the hands of a black orc, no less, who managed to makes a break for it. Chris tries some miracle plays which don't seem to work, and Liam is able to screen off for the rest of the drive, but while pummeling Chris. The remaining of the necro scrum is the remaining of the scrum goes to the necro. Remaining necro in the scrum. It's quite hard to keep track of all the removals at the moment. Fireball downs the Black Orc ball carrier, but Chris fails to secure the ball. Liam rescues the ball before dealing a turn-aged 1-0 touchdown. Second half, I've written 11 versus 100 players. I would think it's going to just be 11 versus 10 in favour of the undead due to a lot of wake-ups. Riot shortens
the ref wasn't looking, and all the fans came on the pitch at once.
Riot shortens the game. The ball is kicked deep into Orc half. Orcs get removals on the line. It was only a zombie. They cage at the ball. Donald Trump is able to secure it. A blitz on the right kills Chosen poorly. Regen fails, but Eagle does not. The jokes put little pressure on the cage. The ball is easily moved upfield. Yet another removal on the line of scrimmage, freeing up those who were based in the cage. Chris does not do any lasting damage on his turn. Barely does anything to secure the ball. I think he's keeling over a bit here. Liam screens off the ball close to the end zone with the player advantage, ends up being no contest. No lasting damage is done in the central scrum. And it's the most boring. Turn 16 with no time to reply. Riot extends the game. But nothing exciting happens from it. Chris doesn't try for one. Yeah, Chris doesn't try. Oh, I've got this extra turn. I might go for a touchdown. Nah, he just doesn't. I nearly fell asleep watching that game. I'm just saying, guys. Let's sort it out. But yeah, let's go to it. 2 passes from the Killing Jokes because, of course, it's Chris. Let's have a look at statistics. That's some proper ball possession. 56% ball possession in the opponent's half. Absolute domination. Ridiculous, eh, guys?
Yeah, like.
Then look at that. Look at those.
Almost as bad as my game.
Look at the removals. 2 removals to 10 removals.
Yeah, that's. I mean, 64 blocks to 30 blocks, but still, that's quite high.
A lot more Mighty Blow on that team. And Claw seems to do nothing.
We'll have to check armor on that because I don't think that's very good armor.
SPP, we're talking some elf numbers for the Orcs there.
Oof.
18 SPP. Good numbers. Nothing surprising. Yeah, let's go to dice rolls. Killing Jokes dice. Oh my god, Chris. That's bad armor. Leon, what's the maths?
I mean, factor in the Mighty Blow. Factor
in the Mighty
No, that's
Blow.
bad armor.
Nothing justifies 50% armor.
That is awful. That is genuinely awful.
Yeah.
And the injuries are pretty bad too.
The dodges are bad. The injuries are awful. Let's combine Wake Up.
Got diced.
Apparently, Regen was more successful than I realised. Huh. It was 3 successes, but I suppose that counts the Eagle's success. So, I missed one extra success. But yeah, found out where all the Wake Up from KOs went to. Looking at the block dice, pretty bad.
Pretty substandard.
Make more blocks.
Lots of 1 dices.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of 1 dices there. But again, with the troll and all the black orcs, that is kind of justified. But still, maybe a bit.
Most of the game, despite having more players at the start of the second half, most of the time he was down players.
Yeah, fair.
If we look at the D6s of the Yorkshire Ripper, anything surprising? No, I don't think so. Oh, catch is pretty low, but you know,
Armor's
ball was bouncing about in a scrum. Armour, yeah, that's quite low. That's quite low.
Quite low armor.
Yeah, Claw
But
can't even justify that.
Injuries. Oh, the injuries.
Ugh.
That's what you like to see.
You'll love to see it. Injuries? What injuries? Let's look at those block dice. They're good block dice. No, they're not actually. They're not.
No, they're not.
They're not.
I was about to say.
That's
not good.
I saw 37.24. I thought that's good, but then I saw 37.29. I was like, that's not good.
And then you saw 37.15.
Suspicious. We'll go with suspicious.
15 to 29. There were half as many powers as Skull. That is. Let me check the thesaurus, as we have already said both suspicious and dubious today. That is
inconvenient.
Perplexing. Inconvenient.
It's not good dice. I think
Not good dice, but
yeah, good result. Not good dice.
Chris's D6s, like all the rolls for the D6s were bad. Liam's block dice were bad.
Yeah.
I think it was just a terrible game for both sides, and that's probably why it ended up being so boring.
Yeah.
Just because neither side could really do much.
I've skipped ahead to looking at the Killing Jokes team. Have they got any level ups? No, they haven't. But Snoosu is still looking beautiful. Strength 5. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Snoosu, that's definitely a new level up. That's definitely a new level up. I don't know anything in Strength 5.
Strength 5 Flesh Golem.
Strength 5, yeah, that's new. That's definitely
in this league. That's fine.
Strength 5 Flesh Golem, that's new, but that's standard for the course. Everyone knows. Oh yeah, everyone's gonna get Strength up. That 100k is probably going to be spent on something. He probably needs another well, but I think wells are 110, so
Yeah, that might be
just out of reach. But I think we'll be seeing a well for next level up. No, next
might be saving up for a reroll because he has 12 players, so he might just be saving up for another reroll.
Chris does burn through quite a lot of rerolls, doesn't he? I think.
Yeah.
I think Welf might be the right choice, just because Welf, when you get another Welf with block, more claw, more people are armor 8. More people are armor 7, I mean.
Yeah.
We'll switch over to the Yorkshire Ripper. Leon's messaged me earlier saying he is convinced that he's not going to win against Matt. But I think he might. But anyway.
Oh my god, that guard.
That guard.
Oh,
what is this? Orcs or dwarfs? Black or
That's so disgusting.
The new level up was Painter, and he went for guard. I probably would have gone for Mighty Blow. You've got enough guard there.
Nah, I think he just wants more guard.
The guard never ends. Yeah. I suspect you might see. I've got a prediction for the next game. Jack the Ripper's going to be scoring next game.
2 elves. 2 elves.
And one of them puts an Aryan to shame.
Yeah, that's better than an Aryan. That is just better than an Aryan.
Just slower. Which
I don't like. Also, I love how it's like, yeah, everyone hates an Aryan, or at least Alistair does, and then it's like, yeah, but this, it's pass and sure hands and kick off return an Aryan. Although the movement isn't there, but you don't really need the movement when you've got the rest of the team being so bashy. So
the movement up is good because the movement up allows them to keep in line with the blitzers and the linemen. The linemen are the slow parts there, but again. But yeah, that's it for all everyone's at level ups. I suspect that Leon isn't here anymore because he's been awfully quiet for the last 5 minutes. Anyway.
Suspicious.
Let's wrap up with that.
Maybe Leon had his mic muted.
Yes.
Let's pop the leaderboard.
Leaderboard.
Okay.
So, look, what a surprise! I'm still at
the bottom. We'll start from the bottom. Willem's at the bottom. Byam's lonesome now, being 4-4. But bad. You know what to say. Bad coaches make good pundits. Just look at Gary Neville. Just above that we have the Killing Jokes. with 1 point. They were the neophyte champions lost. The last neophyte champions, and they're doing pathetic, which makes it real.
I think this league is kind of a brutal league. It might just be because I'm bad, but from my first-hand experience, this is a brutal league to play in at the moment.
It's quite brutal. He should have gone for his elf team, but he chose the Killing Jokes. But I'm happy that I see myself above them, considering they beat me in the neophyte final. Then above that, we have the one-win team. The only team with only 1 win and nothing else is Flight the Lizards. Hooray, Leon! Yeah, hooray! Hooray! You've got through the hard third. You've now got the easy third before the medium third. And above that, Fraser with 4 points, along with Freddy's Nightmares also on 4 points.
Woo! Go Fraser.
I actually think they're probably about equal skill. Sorry, Barry. I just think Fraser just needs to keep patient. I think his team's going to get there. His team's going to get there, and he's going to be scary.
No,
eventually.
Fraser needs to make more dodges. More passes. Okay, no, maybe the dodges are there, but Fraser does not make enough passes, damn it. You've got Edge 4, you could make the passes.
I recommend not listening to on that one. You're too slow for the pass game. Necromantic. Yeah.
Always pass. Dwarves are good for passing. Everyone's good for passing. Even
Anyway, we now have the teams on 7 points. We have the Forgotten Fridge Raiders, the Tug on My Bone, the Meemly Men, and the Orkshire Ripper. It's going to be very interesting which one of those 4 comes out on top, because I'm feeling those 4 might be fighting for one, maybe 2 spots at the end of the season.
Those four. If you looked from the beginning of the league, those 4 could have been in the top 4, maybe outside of maybe the Meemly Men or maybe Tug on My Bone. But like, those 4 could be in the top 4.
I mean, realistically, Adam shouldn't be expecting top 4, but we are over-hyping him like he's the Messiah or something.
And I mean, going in with a rookie team is very hard, especially in a league like this.
Yeah, as Alistair said,
Matt's team and the Orkshire Ripper, the Forgotten Fridge Raiders, Rob's Claws, like they're all quite tough teams to go up against, even if you're better. With a TV1000 team, it's just so difficult. Not to say that he is better, but like, no matter your skill level, those are tough teams.
Yes, and we're going to see that Adam he's on his own with what effectively is a 1000 TV team against higher TV teams. And as I said, this is the highest TV we had, some TV we had in a while. But looking at the top 4, we've got former finalist the Orkshire Ripper. We've got finalists in side leagues such as the Undercity Vermin, and I suspect Rob's Claws were also in a side league where they got to a final, I'm pretty sure. And we've got the Knife Head Bastards. All 3 of those teams are undefeated. It's going to be Alice is sitting pretty for now, and we're not going to hear the end of it until we can get him off that top spot, aren't we?
Kill him, knife him.
It's still good to see the Knife-Head Bastards up there, so I can come and knock them down and pick them
I'm
up.
loving the fact that we've just got some random Wood Elf team that no one thought was going to do anything, and it's just like
hiding away. No, they're not playing in this league, right?
Yeah, everyone forgets about them, and then you look at the leaderboard, and it's like, oh my goodness, they're still second.
They went 0-8 in Neophyte, and they're here. It's ridiculous.
I feel like I kind of helped in that respect.
Yeah, this league would be much more dodgy if myself and Chris both went elf teams. This league would be much less bashy. But anyway, let's look into next week's schedule. We've teased Liam versus Matt a couple of times, but let's go down the list. We have Alistair versus Adam. I've heard a rumour that Adam's going to destroy the Undercity Vermin and then going to concede because shithouse plays. Which I would dare him to do it. It'd be hilarious.
Do it. Kill him. Kill him dead.
Kill him, then concede. It's a win-win for me. Then we've got Forgotten Fridge Raiders versus Orkshire Ripper. That game's going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
Smash, smash, smash. Everybody's gonna smash.
And we also have the knife head.
Slowly moves up.
Knife head bastards versus the Killing Jokes. I think it's Chris needs to win. Chris really needs to win that game. Otherwise, it's game over for his season. I think. I mean, I think I'd put him finishing much higher than he currently suggests he will be, but we'll see what happens. Rob's Claws versus Fake Leather and Pleasure. I think we all know which way that's going. Then we've got Meanie Men versus Lothar and Leviathans. Another quite
16-0, 16-0. We can do it. Come on, let's do this.
Anyway, if you don't win 16-0, you're banned. You're not coming next week. Next week we'll have a new host, just so you know, guys. And it's not gonna. And it's Willem that's gonna be leaving. Don't worry.
Bye, Willem.
Only temporarily.
Only temporary.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah. And then at the very bottom we have Freddy's Nightmares versus Flight of the Lizards. That's gonna be a close one, but I think Leon should have that. Yeah, I think you won. You won that. You won that fixture last season, I assume, Leon.
Yeah, 5-1 last time. So.
Oh, was that one? Was one of the 2 games after I pulverized just 6-0?
Yeah, you taught me how to score.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's going to be an exciting week. Let's hope there's a lot of touchdowns. I regret only saying that you're going to win by 2-0, but we'll see what happens next week now. Take care, everyone. Nuffle bless.
Nuffle bless.
Ciao, Bellas.